What's up, guys? Music's here, and today I got a guest with me. He's a faggot named Matty.
Okay, well, you kind of did the introduction for me, so, yeah, what's up, guys? It's Matty here.
And today you are watching a Battlefield 3 Operation Metro Conquest gameplay. And this is a long gameplay because it's a long commentary, because we have the proverbial map. What do we have?
An argument between COD and Battlefield 3, basically. Just comparisons.
Now,
both me and Noah support Battlefield more than COD. We both used to be COD elitist.
And then we expanded our horizon, which is something
Yeah.
I recommend to many of you. But as you can see, I'm adjusting my screen right here. I apologize for that. But anyways, so Matt's, even though he's not, now remember, he isn't. We're just going to say that Matt is the COD fuckface elitist. COD is the best thing ever. Fuck religion. Fuck everything else. Only COD. Okay? We're going to say that's what Matt is, even though he's not. And we're going to say I'm the Battlefield elitist who plays on PC, who really doesn't, but let's just say I do, because that's where fucking Battlefield started out. Alright, so Dick Fart, where does your argument come from? What do you have that Battlefield doesn't?
Alright, so there's basically two main things that COD has that Battlefield will never have, at least console-based. COD runs on 60 FPS, which is a lot smoother, obviously. That's basically it right there. And COD has a lot faster action gameplay. You know, you're generally close quarter combat. It's more, I don't want to say, it's not fun. It's more of a intense experience than Battlefield is.
Aggressive, jackass.
Vehicles aside.
Okay. And my argument to that is, yes, on console, Battlefield does run 30 FPS. You know, a lot of PC players are really, the PC elitists are going to be like, oh, console 30 FPS, never, never, never. You know, I mean, they're so against the idea of it. I mean, you know, whatever. Personally, I've never had a problem with it. None of our friends who played Battlefield really ever have. You know, in all honesty, you don't notice it at first. I mean, you realize when you go back to the other game, you were like, holy shit. Yeah. But, you know, at first you don't notice it. Now, the argument I'm going to bring to Matt now is you said, you know, more intense maps. Well, you know, due to the fact that more people are playing Domination and Team Deathmatch, you know, our Domination map was, like, when we played Domination, that was our Team Deathmatch, basically. We barely played the objective, you know, whereas Battlefield, you need your team to succeed. Now, if you're a lonesome player, you don't really play with anybody else, really just you'd probably be more into COD, because that's much more of a lone wolf kind of game. You can get along, you can run a map by yourself. Whereas as Battlefield, you almost need someone else there. Like, as you can see right here, I actually throw down, or actually I think I die right here, but later on I throw down an ammo pack for Matt because he comes up behind me and he needs one. So, I mean, it just shows that how team-based the game is. You know, there are people who play objectively, you know. I mean, we're not just whoring kills. We are, I mean, the live comm I put up just shows it. I mean, you were playing. Yeah, I mean, granted, we spawn locked the fuck out of them, but
even if you try to lone wolf it in Battlefield, going to the objectives and trying to cap them, everyone else is also playing the objective, you must remember, obviously. Yeah. And people are going to be running at that flag, and that's where Battlefield's action mainly takes place. We're talking Conquest, may I add.
Yeah, that's the domination. In case you don't know, the Conquest is the domination of Battlefield. Rush is the demolition.
Yeah. So you know, when you're like on that flag, you're going to have enemies running at you, obviously trying to stop you. That's where Battlefield's action mainly takes place, at the objective site. Exactly. So that's what makes the fun of playing the objective in Battlefield. Where in COD, it really doesn't matter. You have the weapons that are going to get you massive amount of kills. You know, you could probably get easily, if you didn't reload and made sure your shot was accurate, you could probably average 6 kills a clip with like a 30-bullet gun.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's just, you know, COD, yeah, it's fast-paced, but what game did I rage at more? I can definitely say COD. And granted, Battlefield 3 has been out for a very short period of time, but I mean, overall, I never really, like, I mean, I remember a couple times hardcore raging, but that's the thing, I remember it. I think back on COD, and I just remember, it's like a blur of how many times I've raged at COD, you know? I mean, it's just, you could say, yeah, no, you could say, no, yeah, calm down, but, I mean, overall, it's just not, and this is my opinion, it's just not fun, you know? After you go through MW2, then you go to Black Ops, and then MW3, you've seen it all. That's what COD is, okay? Now, if you're new to COD, probably you're gonna buy MW3. You're probably gonna enjoy it. If Black Ops was your first COD, that's probably it for you. You're probably gonna be enjoying of the series, but it will come to an end because it's gonna get the same. Because they put up a new game every year. Okay, whereas Battlefield, you saw that Battlefield took what, Matt? It was like Black Ops 2 came out like 3 years ago. I mean, and then we get Battlefield 3. They just completely revamped this game. They just not only did they just make it graphically, pleasing, it's overall just improved. I mean, the gameplay, the different mechanics the game uses, the engine. Frostbite 2 is
amazing.
9 out of 10.
Kings in it though, a few Kings.
No, a few Kings. But what engine does? I mean, like,
yeah, I know. I'm saying
the Kings that I'm finding in Battlefield, I would rage so much more at COD if they didn't have half the shit that Battlefield had. And when I say that, I mean the fact that I'm a sucker for realistic games. That's why I'm not into Skyrim. I don't think it's. I'm not. No. I'm a sucker for realistic games. That's why I love GTA. I love Battlefield. I used to think COD was realistic. Then I played Battlefield, and I was like, dear Lord, like Battlefield 3 is by far #1 most realistic game I have ever played.
Explosions, blowing up your environment.
Exactly, the suppression of the blur. Like, if you're next to your buddy and he's shooting and he doesn't have a flash suppressor, which stops the muzzle flash, your screen will get blurred because it's like, whoa, holy fuck, there's a gun going off right next to my head. It's extremely detailed, and it's the fact that these guys sat around the table at DICE and were just like, all right, we need to put this, and this in there. I'm sure they talked to real Marines and obviously, did all that kind of stuff, all their research and stuff, which is just awesome. That's admirable. Whereas COD I'm sure they talked to a couple of people, did their research, mainly for map design rather than anything else, And then that's it. They just paint over everything. It's the same shit every time. I'm not impressed. I watched MW3 gameplay with an open mind, and Matt, you said you did the same thing, and I wasn't impressed. I honestly, I wasn't. I didn't find it.
Yeah, I mean, I played Battlefield for the past week or so. I don't know how long it's been out. I can't remember. Yeah. But anyways, I sat down and I'm like, you know what? Maybe MW3 will be the COD that can change it all. They're trying to bring a lot of team play to it. They're trying to change things up a little bit. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this with an open mind just as Noah did. I'm watching it, and it was a gameplay. I forgot. I think the guy was like running around with like a UMP, and he's just creaming the other team, and all single-handedly just running around. He's playing capture the flag nonetheless. His team's not running the flag. They're just taking these guys out, and it's like, no one's playing the objective. It's a bit ridiculous. And, I'm not going to lie. When I played Call of Duty, I was not an objective player either.
Yeah,
but it's just when you go to Battlefield, you realize playing the objective is the right thing to do and the fun thing to do nonetheless. And then you come on to COD, and you're watching people just kill horde, pub stomp.
Exactly. I mean, and it goes back to the community. The fact that the communities are just completely different. Like, you go into Battlefield, and from the majority of non-PC elitist Battlefield communists I've talked to, they are nice people. They're genuinely cool. They're good players. Yet they're good teammates is what I think what I'm looking for. And you talk to these COD kids who are just like, I'll fucking pub stomp you, blah blah blah. You're shit. And it's just like, dude, my ratio is a 5.0. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, yeah, you got a tiny dick and a good ratio. I'm happy for you. You know, it's just these kids.
Yeah, I've easily, I haven't, and I know it's only been a little bit, the game's been out for, two things, actually. Number one, I haven't seen more post support for a game in a fucking long-ass time. Like, I thought when Black Ops first came out, they did a little post support. I thought that was a big deal. But when you fucking look at Battlefield 3, it's ridiculous the patches they've been doing. They fixed this thing called rubber banding where it flies you back. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, laggy servers have just completely 100% been fixed. We had a problem with one of the maps, Terran Highway on Conquest. It was always lagging, always rubber banding. If you don't know what rubber banding is, that's where you're running and it'll just glitch you backwards. And they fixed it without even an update, without even having to go on and update the game. They fixed it, and it's just like, holy shit. You know, like they listen. Like Twitter, like I go on Twitter all the time. You know, I check Battlefield's Twitter. I follow them, and they're constantly letting us know what's new, what changes they're making, listening to us,
Server
responding to us. Yeah, server maintenance. You know, it's been a rough week. I mean, those of you who have had it and, you know, seen the maintenance they've been doing, but that's just for long run purposes. I mean, that's not going to be happening every week. You know, that's just game, you know, opening shit.
Yeah, and another sweet thing is, you know, along with the post support thing, is that they're like, it's not like they're done. You know, there's Back to Carcan, aka the Physical Warfare Pack, coming out in December. Not an exact date on December yet that we have, but you know that's coming out very soon, and the game has only just been released. And this is not just a map pack. This is like brand new maps, brand new guns, brand new vehicles, really awesome gameplay. And, you know, that's just a small amount of all the content that they said they're going to be bringing us. They said 3 times the amount of Bad Company 2's content. And Bad Company 2 had a lot of DLC. And then 3 times that in fucking Battlefield 3 is going to be amazing. And it's going to be a long-term game. And it's going to take forever for it to die out. And I don't think it will, really.
Exactly. I mean, like you were saying, Matt, 3 times the DLC. That means Back to Carcan's coming out. That means another Back to Carcan, okay? And I did the math for this. That means another Back to Carcan. There was like something like 9 map downloads and each download had like 3 to 4 maps in it. 9 map downloads for Bad Company 1, or Bad Company 2, I'm sorry. And 3 times that. That's like 25 map download packs. And DICE is awesome and gives it to us for free. Now, the expansion packs do cost something if you don't have the special edition. You know, about $10, but you're not spending $15 just for new maps. You're spending $10 for completely new everything, like new guns, new vehicle. Like, it's just insane.
And what's cool about Back to Carcan, which I'm sure you all already know, is that it's not just maps and weapons and vehicles. It's remakes of Battlefield 2 Modern Combat's multiplayer maps, and they're like implementing their Frostbite 2 engine on it and everything, you know, destructible environment, you know. It's going to be pretty sweet to be able to do that in some maps that some may have played in the past before.
Yeah, I personally have never played Battlefield 2. I do know my buddy Sam, was really into it. He said that it's really awesome. Some of the, I know Wake Island, he said he was really happy to see brought back because he said that was one of his favorite Battlefield 2 maps. Guys, if you don't know that the trailer is out, I will leave an annotation for the excuse me, I don't know what happened to my voice there. I'll leave an annotation for the Back to Carcan trailer. It does show actual gameplay. So once we get more info, I promise we will bring it to you on that. But I mean, the main point that me and Matt are trying to get at right here is just that there is no reason for you to not get Battlefield 3. I mean, it's essentially probably a perfect multiplayer experience. I mean, I have never had more fun with a multiplayer game in a really long time. There's a myriad of attachments, you know, a fuck ton of guns, you know. I mean, there's vehicles are fun as shit to use. Yeah. I mean, and if you're that montagey to where you're like, no, I like sniping. The sniping ain't all that bad. It's actually more realistic to where it's actually it's fun. You know? It's satisfying getting a sniper kill.
Along with that, you know, I know we only have a little time left. There's variety of scopes. You know, you got your ACOG, you're really zoomed in 12 times ballistic sight. You know, 7 times sight, which is pretty good for mobile, mid-range stuff. You know, it's good. It's versatile. It actually makes a sniper a really good weapon to use all around. You know, they made it so that these attachments are, you know, you can implement each of these to different situations for different maps and whatnot. You know, you take Caspian Border, you put a 12 times zoom on your sniper, and you can start picking kids off, you know.
I'm sorry, man. I have to interrupt you right now. You are lagging slightly. I can understand you. It's just kind of sounds like you're muffled like this. I'm sorry. It's not, again, my fault. My internet is horrible, and he was lagging a little bit before. He sounded like a robot, not really lagging, but I do apologize for that, guys. That's my internet. But this video is going to come to a close, so we're just going to wrap it up here. You know, if you want something new, pick up Battlefield 3. If you want to repeat the same thing you did a couple years ago when MW2 came out, pick up MW3. Guys, my name is Noah. Thank you for watching. Matt, go ahead.
yeah, please check my channel.
That was extremely laggy. What he was saying was please check out his channel. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Goodbye.